the jack buying. Black Mentor is supporting our sister Taste Buds. Thank you all so much. You are 6 feet. Oh boy. That means in a small I take tall past you. And when you wear heels, you go tall past me. You know I'm 6'1". This one looks taller than me. This one is 4'5" or 4'6".
I'm 5'6".
Let me not just cover you up. So, the topic today is people jack buying across the country. Big shout out to Black Mentor. Thank you so much, Black Mentor. I appreciate you. Abuchi Okoli also bought 75 stars. I appreciate you, but I appreciate Black Mentor the most for coming through for 5 people. 5 people today on Taste Buds show. Someone said, wow, 5. Debbie says you look 6 feet. This one is 4 feet. I'm just adding the 0.3 or something for her so she will not faint. So, let's talk about the 2 sides of japa. The diaspora and the diaspora. Some people leave Nigeria only to end up poorer. It is hard for you to end up poorer if you leave Nigeria right now, because Nigeria is in such a mess. Unless we want to be lying to ourselves. Some of us, by the grace of God, live in Nigeria but are not in the Nigerian economy. I say this with no pride at all. I would say it is God's doing. But I can imagine those people who are stuck in Nigeria. You guys have no idea. When to leave Nigeria, our tickets cost nearly 9 million naira. Just to go out of Nigeria. How many? When I was working on the radio, how much was my salary? That I will use 9 million to buy 1 ticket. You know? Aside that, you can't even spend money abroad if you live in Nigeria. You enter inside a shop, like we entered one shop and bought the most expensive burgers we've ever bought that was tasteless. You know, you can't. I don't know how people that live in Nigeria now and earn Nigerian salaries, and it's not like they work for multinationals. If you are a banker in Nigeria, for instance, I doubt if you can make ends meet. I doubt if you can make ends meet. You will struggle. And Nigeria is losing a lot of professionals. Today, part of the Nigerian dream. We were in the UK, internet will not go. Light will not go. Nothing will. Nigeria, you come home. Before you know it, everything will go. You know? Someone says, meanwhile, I can book ticket to Nigeria for only $1,500 from California. That ticket will be economy. And $1,500 is nearly 1 million naira for an economy ticket. For an economy ticket. I remember there was a time when I was working on the radio and my salary was 366,000 naira. And at that time, a dollar was about 160. So I was earning about $2,000 plus working on the radio. That was my monthly salary, aside from all the perks, the MC, all the plane. So I could live on my salary. Not comfortably, but if I wasn't making any money, if no other money was coming in that month, on my salary, I'll be able to feed, I'll be able to do a few things. Maybe not pay school fees, because school fees have always been extremely expensive in Nigeria. But I would at least be able to feed and manage myself. Listen to what Mysticness is saying. Economy class to Nigeria with Lufthansa is 1,900 euro. Imagine economy. You now want to fly business. You will spend nearly 10 million if there are 2 of you, or 5 million if it's 1 of you. Someone says, Daddy Freeze, I have an important topic to discuss. Let's hear this important topic. I give you 30 seconds. If your topic is not important, I yank you. And I can consider. Lowest. You understand? So, someone said tickets originating from Nigeria are more expensive. Yeah, I'm in Nigeria. Where can my ticket originate from? What perfume are you wearing?
Oh,
Okay, is that diffuser?
maybe.
Smelling nice.
Or maybe I don't smell good. What did you now smell?
You smell good for someone who has not had a bath today.
I've had my bath today.
I don't believe that. So finally they brought light. That's even for us that live in an estate where we have 24 hours light. Someone says school fees for private school. You can't put your children in a public school in Nigeria unless you are on a mind-altering substance. You will carry your children and put on a local school in Nigeria. You want to mortgage their destiny. You don't want them to add up and become anything. They are not seeing you here. Put it. So here's the thing: diaspora or diaspora. Let me allow I said taste buds. Let me allow Taste Buds Junior to talk.
Like normally I wouldn't have a problem with like people relocating abroad, but my problem is it's in the situation of this country that people are relocating abroad. And the thing is, it's the professionals that are leaving. Do you understand? So what we are left with behind isn't enough to actually cater to our economy. Do you understand what I'm talking about? It's just like I wish the government could put a ban on Nigerians leaving. Do you understand? Because I'm sorry, like
you want them to roast you today.
I understand what you're saying. Okay, you want to leave. The thing is, I would want to go to, but for a holiday or so. Do you understand? But the thing is, you're actually leaving your country behind to burn. Do you understand what I mean? Like, who's paying taxes? Who's like, how are we going to survive? Do you understand? Like, the thing is, okay, maybe if you're just thinking about yourself alone and it's normal, we're human beings, you understand? You're going to save yourself and your family, and you're going to want to jackpot. Do you understand? But like, I'm not even trying to be religious and say, oh, be a good person and like help your country. But like, I'm just saying, if they take all the professionals away from Nigeria, who's actually going to build Nigeria? Who's going to, okay, God bless Nigeria with what? Human resources, everyone is there. Like,
the country doesn't care. They should put ban on professionals, oh, I beg.
Not that they shouldn't, like...
Someone said because you were born rich. Someone said we'll send money home. I don't kuku jackpot, you cannot keep me there. My dear, that country ain't safe. Please jackpot if you can.
Now I'm thinking about it. They're saying, okay, you were born rich, you were born... Like, forget that. No, I was born rich. Let's just leave it like that. Do I have a point or not?
She has a point.
Like, that's just it. Do I have a point or not?
You see? We all want a better Nigeria, but nobody wants to be there to fix it.
I understand. Like, okay, I was born.
There's no zero sacrifice.
Daddy Freeze.
Mary, how are you?
Sir, I'm fine.
Where are you calling from?
I think I don't want to travel.
I'm calling from Canada.
Never carry lights reach there.
I mean, it's how do I put it? I'm taking a walk. So it's dark already. Yeah.
This time you don't take a walk in Nigeria.
You can't.
In Canada,
you can.
The walk takes you.
I'm telling you. My dear. I just hope, I pray, I'm looking forward to a Nigeria that will be better. Honestly. Like, I'm looking forward to a Nigeria that will, that will be at least conducive for us. But it's just sad. It's sad. And I hear your point. Sorry, what's your daughter's name?
Yella.
I hear your point. I hear the point about, the brain drain where we have Nigerians, professionals migrating, and then the country is left with quote unquote chaff. But the truth is, Nigeria is not helping. You find like a full-grown adult, you graduate from school, you're looking towards, making a living for yourself, taking care of people who have raised you, and you're not even able to do that. When I was called to the bar in 2015, my starting salary was 60,000 naira. So what are you going to use 60,000 naira for? I couldn't even use it to fuel my car. I was still living off my dad when I graduated. But here, you migrate, you have transferable skills. Like you can, maybe if you're a lawyer, you can transfer your skills. You can work in HR, you can work in you don't even have to do a low job or a minimal job when you come here. When you come here, you can transfer your skills as an engineer, a lawyer, or anything, an accountant. You don't even need to even do like an extra course yet before you can start making at least $60,000 a year. And then maybe after taxes, you fall on 40,000. With that, you can start with an apartment, you have a small car, you can get a line of credit. You can start living your life, you can start building, you can start doing things. When Nigeria, a graduate that graduates, if you're even earning 500,000, they'll say you're earning too much money, but you can't really use that for anything. The country is really a sinking ship, and a lot of people don't want to be there when it capsizes. It's really bad. So
now, the problem is everybody runs away. Let's take a look at China, for instance. China was built, and China is China today because everybody stayed back to fix it. They didn't run away to the UK or to Ukraine or to Russia. Chinese people stayed home and fixed China. Today, they're all the better for it. Another example is Singapore. Another example
You literally
is...
learn about Singapore in economics.
Yes.
That is freeze. But the problem is that this countries you just mentioned
government is supportive.
did not force their people to stay back. These countries you mentioned provided.
No, they literally did. Go and study about China, brother. They did.
Was there any time the Chinese were not allowed to leave China?
They closed their entire country. Till today, you cannot use normal Facebook in China.
Daddy freeze. That is different. That is different. The Chinese don't want the Facebook to alter the algorithm of what their people see. That's a different case. Now,
but
Daddy freeze.
hold on, let me tell you the history of China. Let me break it down to you. In 1960, China was in the middle of the Great Chinese Famine that consumed 50 million people, about a quarter of Nigeria's population. The famine started in the late 1950s and extended to about 1961. China was submerged in poverty. Singapore, too, before they got their independence in 1965, was a very poor nation, and they got their independence in the middle of poverty. Now, what happened is the people stood back and fixed Singapore.
Yes, the people stood back and fixed Singapore with a government that was willing to fix Singapore. We cannot be fixing Nigeria with a government that is stealing our crude at source.
Now, this thing you are saying, how can you say the government? I disagree with that mentality. I'm so sorry. I know the government is not up to par or whatever we think, but you can't say they're stealing. Which crude are they stealing? Who is stealing the crude? The bunkers are stealing crude.
No, the bunkers are no longer stealing crude. The government is stealing crude. Now let me tell you, Daddy Freeze. Can I say something? The president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. The presidency is an institution, not one person. So the presidency comprises of the president, the service chiefs, and his cabinet. So if the Navy will let 3 million barrels of Nigerian crude cross Nigerian waters,
that means they are in on it.
Cross Nigerian waters, and now Equatorial Guinea Navy, they catch that vessel. Then the chief of naval staff,
hold on.
The president is part of it.
Let's talk about the Nigerian Navy. Do you realize? Have you ever sat down to take a look at Nigeria's security budget for a year?
Yes, I think I have. It's not
Daddy Freeze. It's bigger than our educational budget, though.
I understand when people have issues with the government, and I respect that. But you see, we also need to understand that we literally, our Navy is, can the Navy actually fight the bunkerers?
Yes.
If the
yes.
Yeah, they can't actually.
Wait, no. Are you the one going to give them gun?
Daddy freeze. I was born into a military family.
Baba, forget all these things. I'm man of numbers.
My best man when I got married.
Yeah, it's about 7 billion.
Daddy freeze. I am telling you that even the speedboats in Nigerian waters, you are not allowed to have certain amount of, once the engine capacity of your speedboat exceeds certain amount of cc, the Navy sinks it. So there is nothing that's happening on those pipelines.
My brother,
Daddy freeze.
If Tom Polo,
Daddy freeze, can you listen to me? Daddy freeze, can you listen to me? This Tom Polo you're calling is just like you telling me that these bandits in northern Nigeria are stronger than the Nigerian army. Daddy freeze. One day you're in Nigeria. One day take a trip to 231 Reconnaissance Brigade, Nguru.
But forget all the. Hold on. Do you know what Israel defense budget is? 20 billion. Israel is less than 9 million people.
Daddy freeze. Yes, Israel defense budget is 20 billion. What is
this thing you are talking possible? Why hasn't Nigeria defeated Boko Haram?
Daddy freeze. Are you telling me that those militants are stronger than Nigeria army?
Boko Haram.
Are you telling me what?
Why hasn't Nigeria defeated Boko Haram?
Because the military is milking of Boko Haram. They're making a kill out of Boko Haram.
All right, we have somebody here. Let's hear his point of view.
Yes, hello, Daddy Freeze.
Yes, hello. Go ahead.
Okay, so I want to say that he has no idea. Let me start by saying that, look, I can tell you that Nigeria's military budget is one of the lowest in Africa right now. I can tell you, look, go and Google the numbers.
So you cannot say Nigerian military budget is one of the lowest in Africa.
Okay, I'm just telling you that, look,
no,
Nigeria
you can't say that because some African countries' budget
sentiment, but
it's not up to our military budget.
See, listen, we have the numbers of people. We have people, right? We have the heads, but we don't have the money. Let me tell you, everything deals with
about money here.
No. If you are talking about military, you have to speak money.
No, bro.
Okay.
Money is important to fund the military.
Without
Daddy freeze. Money is important to fund the military.
Okay.
No, Daddy freeze. Can you listen to me? Daddy freeze, can you listen to me?
We are listening.
Daddy freeze. These bunkers where you see. Daddy freeze. These bunkers where you see. Are you telling me that they are stronger than NSS Pathfinder?
Yes.
That if you, Daddy freeze, then you don't understand. You don't.
100%.
Let's not even go far.
Daddy freeze, this is the mentality that these men have sold to people.
Can you allow me to educate you?
That is what
Sir, can I educate you a little bit?
You can educate me, bro.
Okay.
Bro. I was born into the one armored brigade Meduguri. You cannot be educating me about
that was 1980 something you were born.
Till tomorrow we have an effective military. People are milking out of this. That's why they are not letting the military do what they want to do. Nigerians, why will you guys wake up?
Can I let me educate you on some part. Let me tell you something. Let me give you something. For example, a policeman is on roadblock, right? Is the IG aware of what that policeman is doing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Look.
Yes, sir.
He's not. See,
you know what they call police mosquitoes? You know, in the Nigerian police, there's what we call the mosquito department.
Look.
You know what they call police mosquitoes?
See, let me tell you.
You know that in the Nigerian police, there's a department called mosquitoes. Those mosquitoes are responsible to drive around and find.
John, just calm down a bit. It's either you calm down and you let him talk, or I bring you out and bring you back.
Okay.
So let's hear him. Bros, let me hear you.
Okay, see, let me tell you something. See, what is happening is that now you have to first of all look at how Nigeria demography is. The problem of our crude is that the Southerners are angry. You have to understand. Now, remember when Tompolo's agreement was reached, other communities were angry. Why were they angry? You have to first of all forget the military first or the Navy first. You have to also understand the demography and the places where these things happen. These are their own communities. Communities are powerful on their own. It's just like you going to Niger State, or you understand, Niger State, and say you want to take the uraniums from there, and that is Nigeria military. If those people in those communities are not supporting you, the Nigerian military is not strong enough. We need community building in supporting our military. That is the truth. If those communities are not in align with what the military is doing or what the Navy is doing, it won't work. For example, you just spoke about the Navy ship, that the Navy commander is aware of it. He might not be aware of it. What the person you will be talking about is maybe the person that was deployed to the place. What will he do?
Okay, bro.
What will he do?
Can I say something? Can I say something?
Okay, you can respond.
Now the truth, I can talk. I'll say it on your live. Anybody can quote me anywhere.
Okay.
Before any tanker vessel bunkering, carrying what we call O fire in the Niger Delta, they get the clearance from the Navy. Without that clearance, Navy can arrest you, and that clearance is a lot of money. Now, let me
arrest or follow. Whatever arrest.
You want to go and arrest?
Daddy
You want to go and arrest?
Daddy Freeze, I don't understand what you think these people are.
My brother, let's break it down.
Daddy Freeze.
Hold on.
Let me make one last submission. Daddy Freeze, I have been in the oil and gas industry for the past 10 years. I have worked in various production platforms in Nigeria. And I'm telling you categorically that the amount of losses Nigeria is recording is not from bunkering. Those pipelines are high pressure pipelines. Let me come to you from the professional point of view so you know that I'm not capping. Those pipelines are high pressure pipelines. Bunkering no go fit make those sizes of hole to thief 80% of what left a production terminal on its way to Bonny Terminal. That was what happens to Tony Lumelu's company. Right now, they are struggling. They pumped from their production pipeline, their first pump to Bonny Terminal.
Okay, so it's the government that is holding it. It's the government that is in charge.
Okay, can you relax and let me educate you? You came here to educate me. Let me educate you.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. There is a subsidiary of the NNPC called DPR, if you don't know. DPR is okay. What do you think is the function of DPR? What do you think is the function of DPR? What do you think is the function of DPR?
No, continue. Is it DPR
that
is not the problem?
Okay. The function of DPR is if Ajib has a production platform and Ajib is pumping 1 million barrels of crude on that production platform. There are meters, there are flow meters on that platform. DPR comes to make sure that the calibration on those flow meters are accurate, because in measurement and instrumentation, if you understand what I mean, if you calibrate a meter with a factor of 0.6, that means for every 100 liters that passes through that meter, what you're going to read is 60 liters.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So now, when the DPR officials that are supposed to be on those platforms and at the export terminals get there, you IOCs bribe them, and they don't sit down and do the calibrations properly. So you cannot tell me that you are letting the calibrations of the meters that should read how much barrels you produce in the hands of Ajib, Shell, and the rest. No. So a lot is going on. A lot is happening.
Okay, I want to also correct you in some of your notions and your beliefs. I will tell you one thing here. There is something called an endemic corruption. It's in all of us as Nigerians. You need to wait and listen first.
Okay.
This endemic corruption is in all of us. We are all carriers of it. It's just like a disease that all Nigerians by birth are carriers, right? My son might not be a carrier now because he was born here in America, right? He has never lived in Nigeria. Maybe if he start living there, he will be a carrier. All right? As a Nigerian, I am a carrier, I won't lie. I can bribe anybody. There is nobody I cannot bribe. In fact, I can enter my way. Even in America here, I can beat the line, the queue in the airport to get to the front, even in America, because I'm a Nigerian, right? It's in my blood. There is a way I would do it, I'll get to the front. So what I'm trying to point here is that as a Nigerian, we want shortcuts. That's what is happening. When people are
this is not about short.
Hold on, hold on. Let me point something to you. Hold on, let me talk. What is happening is that when people are given positions, right, they use their positions to make money. They use their positions to get funds in. That is not necessarily 100% the government. It is
really?
all of us.
No, it's
hold
me.
on.
No,
I'm
me.
sorry, hold on. Wait.
No,
Don't worry. I know what I'm driving at something to prove a point that, look, sometimes we blame government for everything. But processes and some things that happens might not always be only government that this thing. I'm trying to see, for example, when a military commander or a navy commander is hired to that area, what will happen is that people might corrupt him. Even if he is not corrupt, he will be pushed out.
Sir. No.
Even
What you're doing right now is absolutely wrong. Because what you're telling me,
corruption is endemic in every Nigerian.
Okay.
No, excuse me, madam. That it is in every Nigerian because the leaders allow it to exist. For example,
not.
Excuse me, can I say something? Can I say something?
Yes.
Make me Minister of Petroleum.
You won't do anything. You will steal.
Bro,
You will steal. You will steal. I will remind you that
I'm
you
not
stole.
asking you to make me. Okay, I can make money. I'm okay. I don't need it. I'm just giving you an instance.
If I be the president and I hire you, you will steal. I can promise you.
Don't insult me. That's an insult, please.
That's not an insult.
That's an insult.
I'm sorry.
Don't call me a thief. If you are a thief, I'm not.
Okay, sorry for that.
I'm not a thief. I've never stolen public funds, and I'll never steal public funds.
Me too.
See, what he's trying to explain to you is that corruption is so endemic in the system.
It's endemic.
When you decide
Madam.
Hold on, can I finish, please?
Every system is corrupt. The responsibility of the government is to build institutions to strengthen institutions that will stop that
should I explain to you what
spreading.
Spain did? Let me explain to you what Spain did to stop some of their corruption.
Okay, let me explain
For example,
let me
tell you
what
Spain
Saudi
did.
Arabia did. That is making them one of the highest producers of crude oil right now. If you go to the office of the Minister of Petroleum of Saudi Arabia, there is a big, massive screen that has all the valves in Saudi Arabia being monitored. As the crude they pass, they read.
Uncle John, Saudi Arabia's military budget, defense budget for 2022 is $50 billion.
Oh God,
that's more than what Nigeria made in the same year. You don't even compare them.
Those valves that have cameras.
Daddy freeze.
Why would they have screens?
Daddy freeze. That is not defense budget. That's
what? I'm just
that is not defense.
Daddy freeze. I wanted to ask him that if you go and put camera in the creek, what will the camera do in the creek?
The camera won't go whole bunker.
He won't see. Look, here in New York, let me tell you, there is a shop close to me here. The guy said even with camera, thieves will come and point a gun at him. Camera does not hold a thief. Let me tell you another thing. See, what some countries, for example, countries will curb a way to stop corruption. I wanted to give an example of Spain. What Spain did is they passed a law to say every contract that is given must be printed like a billboard. A billboard will be printed first, placed in that location for up to 3 months for people to argue it. The people in the community will say, this contract cannot be 3 billion naira. For what? This small road. People will argue it and sue that government to court. That's what they did. With that, they were able to reduce the corruption in Spain, right? I lived in Spain up to like 15 years before moving here. I'm just telling you that every government has to create a way.
So
what you will say is,
you are saying
your point.
So what you're
We
saying
should
is,
create a way to curb our situation.
So what you're
That's
saying
what
is
we need to say.
so
Answers. You should
what you're
provide
saying.
answers for what?
So what you're saying
Yes.
That Nigerians are responsible for the crude theft in Nigeria.
It's true. If we are responsible for our
calm down.
Is a Nigerian.
You're saying that bunkers are the ones that are stealing. Nigeria used to produce 2.4 million barrels of crude oil.
Yes.
Right now, let me blow you people's mind. Because as of 2 days ago, I was on a telephone conversation with the chairman of Pengasson.
Okay.
Pengasson is threatening to shut down every production pipe platform in Nigeria because they are tired. They are saying that we cannot be risking our lives producing this crude for people to just steal and sell. Even Pengasson knows what's going on. Even Pengasson knows what's going on. Listen, I'm telling you with my full chest. Bunkerers no get the capacity to thief half of Nigerian crude every day.
They do. They do.
Bunkers
I can assure you that they do.
Bro, do you know how do you know how bunkers work? They make a small hole on the pipe. They make a small hole on the pipe and steal. So if that small hole can take 80% of the crude, I don't understand. It's physics. It's physics. Bunkers don't make big holes on the pipe. That small hole that they make, the thief small.
Should I tell you what's happening to Nigeria? Should I tell you? For example, what's happening to Nigeria now is politics. You need to understand. Look, this is the reason they are telling Atiku, right? That's the reason people like Wike, right? They are telling Atiku that the power of South and North is important. Balancing. Look, we have had, let's be truthful here, we have had a very nepotic president. I'm not against him, right? But that is the issue of Nigeria. Now, remember that before him, there was an issue of the people like Tompolo coming out and all that, and peace came out from it. Now, what is happening is every mineral resources from the north is not being recorded. You need to understand that. It's not recorded. Why did Igboho came out? You need to know the genesis of this whole thing. Why did Igboho came out for agitation? It's because of mineral resources in the southwest. It's being recorded. The gold from the southwest is being recorded, and everything from the southwest is still recorded today. Even the kings were supporting Igboho because of what Igboho was standing for. You need to understand the genesis of this whole thing.
What do you want me to understand?
Sorry, hold on. Let me conclude.
I want to bring two other people. I'll leave the lady because she has not spoken, but the two gentlemen.
Okay.
Iron out your issues. I give you 30 seconds. Let me bring some other people.
So let me tell you, if communities are not supporting the Navy or the military, it will not work. Get it now and have peace. It's just a simple logic.
Pipeline not the pass to any community. Why they talk like this? How many communities
so
don't see people?
Sorry,
can I say something quickly?
How many communities don't see pipeline pass through?
Let me remove you.
Why they talk like this?
Turn on to fight. My dear sister, talk. I will bring on everything.
First of all, even before oil companies. Thank you. Thank you. First of all, even like when I was in school, when I studied environmental law, oil and gas, even my master's, I had it in energy and mining. Even before oil companies can come in to do anything on any native land or any community, they have to consult the community members. So definitely you need the community. So what he was saying about they don't need the community, they don't need any corporation, you need the community 100%. You need to get consent from them. I agree with the chiefs, I agree with the people in charge, and then say how much, say what you're going to bring to the community. Maybe you bring education, you build toilets, you build roads, corporate social responsibility. You do all those things for the community, and then you keep to it. That's the only way the oil companies or whoever is doing some form of drilling can, go forward with their projects. And then the aspect of Nigeria, I feel like Nigeria, the individuals surpass the resources. We are too much. We are actually too much. Look at the UK. How many are they? 60-something million. Even Canada that is here. Canada are like 40-something or 40 million. They're not a lot. The reason why the US can thrive, they are about 300 and something, close to 400 million. The reason why they can thrive is because they're actually rich. The US is actually rich.
Back John. John is capping nonsense. Let me tell you something. All these people saying bring it back John. John
the US.
Wait. Talk about oil. Because you work in oil and gas doesn't mean I'm an illiterate when it comes to the energy sector of a country. Nigeria does not even have a super giant oil field. You are talking about Saudi, the world's largest oil reserves. Saudi at a point had more oil reserves than the rest of the world put together. You are in Saudi Arabia saying they are putting camera. The money they have in Saudi Arabia and the money they have in Nigeria, is it the same?
Not the same.
Saudi Arabia's military budget, defense budget for a year is $50 billion. That's what Nigeria makes in 2 years in oil. That's our entire revenue in oil for 2 years. I stand corrected. You are telling me you are using Saudi Arabia. Listen, let me tell you something. The guy in red that I removed gave you the answer to everything. As long as Nigerians, your government cannot work. Your government is not an institution built by Canadians or Ghanaians or Ukrainians. It's built like people like you. Communities will frustrate the efforts of the... How much is a soldier's salary in Nigeria? Have you bothered to ask yourself that? So you think that the salary is 100,000 naira a month and somebody comes and gives him 5 million and say, look away, we are going to pass the pipeline. You think he will not look? Do you think you can bribe an American police officer? Let me tell you something. In my mother's country, Romania, police officers do not pay rent. They do not pay NEPA bill. Their salaries are normal salaries, but they have so many perks. You'll be stupid to steal as a police officer, knowing what you have. What does a soldier have in Nigeria? What's a policeman's salary in Nigeria? John should calm down. Let's say he even came and was just offering his idea, okay, and the other. He was just like he knows everything. It's a lie. Listen, you are in Saudi Arabia. Let me show you facts. You were born in the military. It's like me saying because my mother is a professor of law and she has educated 200 sons, that means my mother is the whole authority of law. You can't say that. What is Saudi Arabia's budget? What is Saudi Arabia's
military budget?
Saudi population. Look at it. 34.8 million.
Can you imagine? Not even up to 1/3 of Nigeria.
What is Saudi GDP? Just do Saudi GDP and measure it against their population GDP. Saudi GDP is 700 billion. What in Nigeria? Fit in my head, 449 billion. What's Nigeria's population? 200 million. How do you expect it to fit? Is your government in my... Yes, government is stealing. Yes, government allowing stealing, but you too that you are not the government, you're also stealing. You're as bad as the government. The government has 449 billion to deal with 200 million dingbats, while Saudi has 700 billion, almost double what we have, and less than a quarter of Nigeria's population is 50 million. Saudi has less than 50 million. You there's nothing to compare. Is he Israel? Do you know what Israel's defense budget is? 20 billion. Israel is less than 7 million people. If you look at our GDP and you look at our population, that's where you know that Nigeria has a problem and they are stealing the oil. If they were not stealing the oil, they gave back the 100% of the oil, the government still cannot work. We need to sit down and start diversifying. Nigeria has fundamental problems. They are not government problems. They are constitutional problems. They are mental
problems, yeah.
The way we were all raised, just drive on the road. I'm just coming back from the UK. Let me tell you, in central London now, last time I was in central London was earlier this year. Between earlier this year and now, or last time when I was in central London, I didn't take notice of it. This year, they say 20 miles per hour. Once you just drive into central London, you just see everybody crawling 20 miles an hour. Why? So you don't overtake bicycle and go. Everybody's riding their bicycle peacefully. In Nigeria, they will make law that bicycle will have rights. Motor with splash water, push you away. You go carry bicycle, the right side dustbin. 20 miles an hour and everybody's up. I just noticed that my driver was just walking one by one. I said, bros, what's happening? He said, no, 20 miles per hour. The next day we went there with PT as we just pulled in with the S-Class and the McLaren and like 4 Range Rovers in convoy. Everybody just slow down. Can't they go with McLaren of 200 miles per hour? Then they go 20, as in crawling. If they tell you to follow this place in Nigeria, you go past one. You see, sometimes you need to understand that until you can carry Nigerians and remove the Nigerianness out of them, you will keep having you keep having the same results. I'm not a supporter of this government. But let me tell you, the government is not our problem. We are our own problem. We are our own problem. Small wahala now. Everybody don't wrong, go Canada, wrong, go Saudi, wrong, go Dubai, wrong, come out. Who will consider and fix the problem? The Saudis, did they run and leave Saudi? Did the Australians run and leave Australia? Did the Chinese run and leave China? Somebody said the Chinese ran to America. A few of them migrated to America. Go to China, you see all of them there, 1.4 billion of them. Someone say, yes, so if you drive more than that, you will get a ticket.
Sweet ticket too, maybe small one.
You can pass, you will see Ferrari will just enter that central London, will just conform, just they go. Nigeria man, drive Ferrari. That's 200 miles per hour. They say that Ferrari will do one door for Lekki. Which police want to arrest them? When behind them, they drive with 2 armored trucks of soldiers.
You don't even need to drive it. So just hail the police like this and give him small money. That's the end. You drive 500 hours, 500 hours, and nothing will happen. But really, like, I think Nigeria, despite the fact that we are not fully funded, I still think that we can, what we have, I think we can still work something out. I think we can work something.
Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening. I'm sorry for joining late. I just came back from the gym. And then I saw what you guys were talking about. And it's a very interesting topic because it affects every one of us. There are some certain misconceptions about our oil and gas in Nigeria. And Nigeria actually, the cost of drilling a barrel of oil is about $20. It is one of the highest in the world. So if it is $20, now imagine during, I think it was 2019, 2020, I think 2020 to be precise, when oil was selling for $35 per barrel, $30 to $35 per barrel. Now imagine how much it will cost to drill that oil. So people see, for example, like our quota is 1.8 million per barrel right now, but Nigeria is just making 1.08. Just last week, NNPC reported, NNPC PLC, because it's now a PLC, reported that it went to 980-something thousand barrels per day. So we're not even getting to our 1.8 that they gave to us. and our budget typically puts it at 1.2. So now there's what they call joint venture. So let's give an example, because right now the price for the barrel of Brent crude is about $92, $93 per barrel. Nigeria has three main crude oil that we sell. They sell Kwa Ibue, they sell Brass, and they sell Bonny Light. So Bonny Light is the one that is almost the same price as Brent crude. So let's imagine it's $100 now. You are already taking $20 out for cost of production. That doesn't go into Nigeria's coffers. Now, you now have what they call joint venture. Now, we don't know the sharing formula between Nigeria and the international oil companies, IOCs. So when Nigeria does its budget, Nigeria will budget its income based on how much barrel of oil that they project. Now, I see people, when I came, I saw people talking about the Tompolo contract. Now, with the Tompolo contract, for example, I feel it's a good deal for Nigeria.
Me too.
Because Nigeria says that, according to NNPC, Mele Kyari, which is their boss said that Nigeria loses about 200 to maybe 500,000 barrels per day. That is what they talk about, and all that stuff. So imagine you losing 200 to 500,000 barrels per day. Multiply that by 365 days. Now, imagine the 10 billion naira contract per day that they are talking about. I don't want to do the math here and all that stuff, but when I did the math, when this project or this contract first came out, it's like you are paying somebody 10% to get back 100%.
Technically.
So it's like, rather than, so that 200,000 barrels or 300,000 barrels per day that we are losing, okay, now if I do the math, I'm paying somebody 10 billion per month to secure it, then that will end. That is what the government is thinking. And then we can even make more. And then I'm going to get more. So imagine if it's 100, let's, for example, 500,000 barrels per day increments right now. Multiply that by $100. Multiply that by $100. That tells me that is $50 million per day.
Yeah.
Now, take 20% off in cost of production. That's minus 100, but that's minus $10 million. So that's $40 million. Then split that into two in joint venture. Let's say 50-50, for example. That is $20 million per day that Nigeria is making. Then how much am I paying Tompolo to secure those places? So we say it is 10 billion naira per year, right? So let's divide 10 billion by, let me say, 500, for example. That is converting it into dollars. So 10 billion, that is like maybe 2 million, is it $2 million or something like that? I can't remember from top of my head. So I've used 2 million. Yes, that's why I said 10%. I've used 2 million to get 20 million. Isn't that a good deal?
Mm-hmm.
And moreover, do not forget that this man has a security outfit. A security outfit. And by having a security outfit, he is gainfully employing people.
Yep.
So it is not like, oh, they went to get some, because he had issues with the federal government. When the Buhari regime entered, he ran away. He ran away. So by running away, they settled whatever they had to settle and they brought him back. So now let us go back to the Nigerian japa relocation. I, as a person, I want to come back home to Nigeria. I want to come back home to Nigeria. I want to serve my people. I've always said that. And the thing is that we are having serious brain drain in the country. And if we all are leaving, who is going to fix the country? Because we all that are in the diaspora, for example, we send about $20 billion annually. That is what the CBN records. That is what the CBN records. 20 billion. Now imagine all the monies that doesn't go through CBN and all that. So maybe that's 30 to 40 billion. And it is called black tax. So we that are in the diaspora are not even progressing like we're supposed to. Because when we make this money, we send it back home. And then the people back home are trying to live or are living, I don't blame them, for a better life. But who is going to fix the country? then you leave the country to people that do not have good quality education, both formally and informally, and you want them to run the country, and then they'll keep on running the country to the ground. And that is why I, as a person, have put it upon myself that I will come home to come and make things better. But I am an employee right now. I am not an employer. So I have to get myself together first. I have to get my family together first before I say, now I want to come home. But I want to come home. I see the cup as half full. And I hope that people are supporting people back home. I hope that people do not talk down on people back home. I hope that people do not talk down on Nigeria, because we need to love Nigeria. A lot of us don't love Nigeria. A lot of us always come here and act like, oh, we love Nigeria. No, we don't love. If we love Nigeria, you will not go to the embassy anywhere around the world because you want to travel to Nigeria. You pay an extra money so that I can get your passport quick. You that are giving that person that money and that person receiving it, is that not corruption? Or NEPA wants to cut your light at home. You say, you know what? Take this 2,000 naira, take this 3,000 naira, don't cut my lights. Or you went for special center, JAM special center, WAEC and NECO special center. We can call it on and on and on. Every people can come here and say, no, we don't know anything called corruption. I've never been corrupt all my life. The system. I tell people, Nigeria system. I tell people, if you take corruption out of Nigeria, we'll be poorer in Nigeria till we become richer, till we get it right. If we take corruption out of Nigeria, Nigerians will be poorer till we get it right. Everywhere, almost everywhere is corrupt in Nigeria. But the change starts with us. We have to be good followers to make good leaders. Our leaders did not come from Adam. And we should stop having plenty children in Nigeria. Children that we cannot what's the word? We cannot cater to.
We can't cater to.
Like you rightfully said, Nigeria, when Nigeria got our independence, we were 45 million people. 45 million people, yes. Today we are doing 210 million. The UK, as at the time Nigeria got our independence, was 55 million. The UK is 65 million now. I did a math one time. Yes, I remember I did a math. Do you know Nigeria's budget? 45 billion US dollars at this time. Nigeria's budget. Nigeria only budgets about $200 for every Nigerian. 45 billion US dollars divided by 210 million. Now, but South Africa, for example, South Africa, I think there are 60 million people in South Africa. I think 60 million, that's their population. And South Africa's budget is about 120 to 150 billion dollars. Do you know how much that goes? That is like, when I did the math, 120, for example, at 60, that is $2,000 per South African. Then let us go to almighty Brazil. Brazil's budget is about 900 billion. Brazil and Nigeria have a population of about 200 plus million people, 210 to 20. Brazil's budget is $900 billion. Divide that by 200 million people. That is 4,500. Where Nigeria's budget. Oh, where am I getting the numbers from? Anything that I say here, go and Google search. I do better when I'm not even writing. People that are saying, where are the numbers? As I'm saying these things, go and Google search. And if I'm wrong, put it here. Put it here if I'm wrong. But that's fine. So that is why we talk about diversification also. This diversification problem started in 1970. Is the war that Israeli 5-day war that caused this problem? Because Nigeria, that was making about $500 to $600 million annually on crude oil, saw it skyrocket to about $5 to $6 billion because of the Arab-Israeli war. Now, everybody left all of our industries. Everybody left agriculture, everybody left healthcare, everybody left education, all of these things that would diversify our economy, and then face crude oil alone. And then they removed the embargo that they placed on them. And then when they removed the embargo that they placed on them, then oil price crashed. There was an oil glut. Now Nigeria was left to go and borrow using the SAP program, the Structural Adjustment Program. And that is what ruined us till now. Those are part of the significant times, that significant situations that happen to the country, honestly speaking. So today is not the day for me to talk about all these things. I just want us to realize that we need to do better as a people. We need to love Nigeria. We also need to stop having plenty children. That population is putting so much stress on us. Please Go to your local government. Local government does what's it called? That is where you get your family planning. A lot of people don't know this. It's in the Nigerian Constitution, Schedule 4, 1999 of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended. Schedule 4 is there. Nigeria, the local government is in charge of family planning. Go there and go and learn about family planning and all that stuff. Stop putting stress on Nigeria. Nigeria doesn't make money. Our revenue this year is going to be maybe 6 trillion naira. Do you know what happened in first quarter of this year? Nigeria, our revenue was 1.6 trillion. The money we went to borrow, to service our debt was 1.9 trillion. So we didn't even make enough money to service our loan. Nigeria had to go and borrow another 3.09 trillion naira. Because our total expenditure in the first quarter of 2022 was 4.6 trillion naira. And then our total, the money that our revenue was 1.6 trillion. We are not making money in Nigeria. We are a poor country. People don't realize. We have the potential to be rich. Nigeria has the 9th highest reserve when it comes to natural gas. Nigeria has a pretty decent reserve in crude oil, and all that stuff. We have the potential, but we are not rich. We have the potential.
Thank
we
you
need
very
people.
much. I want to allow the next lady to say something. The lady.
Thank you very much. I'm out, sir. Thank you very much. I'll be watching the comment section, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. I love everyone.
God bless.
Thank you very much for that wealth of knowledge too.
He brings out facts. You don't like the facts. You can't change the facts. My dear brother, Uncle John, the other time was just bringing sentiments. Or telling that Saudi Arabia has camera. Okay, so if you put camera
even that camera itself, is it not from money? So put that camera there, like it's money.
Before every street corner, when you look up, you just see camera everywhere. The whole police, you see, you can't compare these nations that have vast resources and a small population. Saudi Arabia has been a wealthy nation for the last 500 years, and they are not up to 1/4 of Nigeria. Do you know that in 1960, Nigeria was 45 million? Sorry, yes, Nigeria was 45 million. Britain was
45 million.
Britain was 55 million. Romania was 18 million. Today, Romania is 19 million. The UK went from 55 million to 65 million. Nigeria went from 45 million to 200. More than the government. Your parents are the problem. Your parents, all they did was they just
looking for boys.
Let me ask something here. The cost of production for crude oil, for a barrel of crude oil in Saudi Arabia is about $5. That was why Osibajo. What did you say, sir?
I said in Nigeria it's about 20, 4 times that price.
Yeah, Nigeria is about 20. So Osibajo, the vice president, was talking a couple of years ago as to what kind of technologies can they bring to reduce that. Because if they reduce the cost of production, there'll be more money for Nigeria to share with the joint ventures. So we all need to understand all of these things. Daddy, please. I'm really glad to love. We'll talk another time. Let's go. Bye, everyone. I love you all. Bye-bye.
I wanted to ask him a question.
Oh, me?
That's
yes,
yeah, I want to ask him a question quickly. You said something about Nigeria having a high reserve in natural gas. So why is it not on tap? Because here, heating, air conditioning, everything here in Canada literally stems from natural gas. No joke. Heating, air conditioning, everything.
So let me explain. When it comes to natural gas, there's a lot of capital that needs to be invested. It costs a lot of money. So Nigeria has what's called the NLNG.
Yeah.
So let me use the cooking gas, for example. So natural gas consists of a lot of cuts. So when I mean cuts, we're talking about methane, ethane, propane, butane, pentane, hexane. I can go on and on. Octane, I can go on and on. So you need natural gas plants. So NLNG, for example, initially was just to get more forex for Nigeria at the time. Nigerians were not using gas to cook initially.
Kerosene.
But as time went by, we were using kerosene before. But as time went by, we started transforming to using using cooking gas. Now, Nigeria imports about 60 to 70% of its cooking gas because we don't have natural gas plants to meet that capacity. Now, if we have natural gas plants to meet that capacity, then we can be able to provide natural gas into homes. But now, here comes piping. Who is going to invest hundreds of billions of dollars into natural gas plants? Because when I mean natural gas plants, there's a lot of large equipment. I don't want to go into too much details here. There's a lot of large equipment you have to put in place. It's like a refinery. You have to put all of that in place. Who is going to finance that? Who is going to finance piping? We live in a country where if you put piping today, tomorrow someone will go there and uproot the piping and sell. That is human behavior. That is our behavior. Now, let's talk about the GNI per capita. That is the purchasing power of Nigeria. Nigeria's GNI per capita, that is our income, gross national income per Nigerian, is about $2,200. That is very, very low. So Nigeria is a third world economy because economies are graded into different facets. You are from $0, your GNI per capita, to $1,085. That is the lowest economy. That's why you find Sudan, Burundi, South Sudan, and co. Then you have from $1,048, this is according to the World Bank, to $4,225. That is where Nigeria lies in. Then whether you like it or not, Lagos ranks in the second. Because when you do the math, Lagos is between 4,225 to 13,205. Now, countries above 13,205 can afford all of these things. Will you as an investor come and invest in Nigeria because of all of these factors? Do you know that our electricity is subsidized? Because you need natural gas to run the turbines. Nigeria's electricity, that we pay the cheapest electricity, one of the cheapest electricity in the world as we speak. We pay as low as 10 kilowatts per hour, 10 cents per kilowatt hour. So it's going to take a lot of humongous investment for foreign investors to bring their money in, for them to tap into our natural gas reserves. And now again, they are going to exploit us. Now again, the other problem that we have is the people that do these trade deals for us. So everybody wants to put 1% or 2% in their pocket. So you are not doing it for the interest of Nigerians. You are doing it for the interest of your pocket. That is why trade deals don't go too well. Because when it's trade deals, that means what I'm making, you cannot make it, so I'll sell to you. And we as Africa, this goes back to independence. We have been disadvantaged because previously, before the World Trade Organization, we used to have GATT, Gathering of Trades and Tariffs. World Trade Organization just came up in 1994. And when they did that GATT, they said, you know what, you Africans are trying to claim independence, right? We will not trade with you people. And again, cost of production is quite expensive in Nigeria. That is why it is easier for you to import all of these things. But now, Nigeria just signed a contract today. The Buhari region just signed a contract with Morocco to run piping from Nigeria to Morocco so that they can service Europe with natural gas because of the war between Russia and Ukraine. So today, they just signed that contract. So hopefully, that will make some money for Nigeria. But where would that put the Nigerians themselves? Who is going to refine our... That's part of the deal maybe they should have signed, that if I'm selling this natural gas to you, you also create natural gas plants in my country so that I can give my people job. And then we can have natural gas that we can use for electricity and also for cooking gas, which is mixture of propane and butane. Yes.
All right. All right. Round off. Final. There's somebody there. Final comment. The lady in black. We never hear you talk. Oh.
Daddy Freeze, this my brother has broken all the legs on the table. I don't have anything to say. I wanted to talk about our population because I think that is our major problem.
We don't like the fact that black.
Daddy Freeze, I no get light, no vex. You're welcome to Africa, where everything is possible.
1,500 hours. Big shout out to you, my sister. Yes, continue.
Yes, Daddy Freeze, population is our problem, I think. Because, okay, for example, there was the day I traveled to a country and I called my friend. I'm like, oh my, it be like say people know they this country. And she's like, hey, yeah, you're used to Agbero life. And it's true. We're already used to Agbero life. So like the whole thing is pathetic. And the issue of corruption, there's corruption everywhere. There is corruption everywhere. I listened to one or two people speak. There is corruption everywhere. It's just that our own, the level at which we are going, if we don't put a stop to it, we are crashing. Because it's like we are sitting on a keg of gunpowder and nobody is saying anything about it. The problem we have in Nigeria, it's multiplying by the day. The question is, what are we doing? What can we do? It's okay we talk about it, but what is the action we are putting in place to stop these problems? So many things. Our schools, I looked at the secondary school I attended, the primary school I attended. I'm like, what is this? And nobody is saying anything. We just sit down and say, oh, there's a problem. So how do we solve the problem? I think we should start thinking about that too in Nigeria. How do we solve the problem?
Money.
The rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. So what do we do?
We're going to continue with this conversation. Let me allow Bongoli to go. Mary, thank you so much. I'll send you a DM.
Daddy Freeze. Daddy Freeze, please. Yes. 1 minute. Daddy Freeze, 1 minute. Let me explain corruption in America. 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. When we talk about corruption all around the world. So this is corruption in America. Corruption. So as a politician, you get into office, maybe as a senator or as a rep. Then somebody comes in, they don't call it bribery, they call it lobbying. They call it lobbying. Then you come and lobby and say, hey, sign this bill into law so that my company can get this contract. Then you as a politician that is working towards that company, you go and buy shares in that company. You go and buy shares, it's called insider trading. So when you buy shares in that company, then when they pass it to law, the company shares skyrocket, you have made money. Thank you very much. That is corruption in America. Thank you.
It doesn't affect the people at all. It doesn't affect the
anyway,
outputs to the people.
Thank you all so much.
Yes, sir.
Everything you've done. I need to shout out to the lady who just bought 2,500 stars, Aniat Avoswahi. Aniat, thank you so much. Doesn't look like she's Nigerian, but she just bought some stars. I love that. Big shout out also to Dele Omole. The beginning of the problem goes back to resource control. Niger Delta oil is for the Niger Delta. Do I agree? I don't know. Chido Ukonu bought 100 stars and Abuchi Okoli bought 75 stars. Today we're not doing Star Wars. There'll be a day where we'll come and do Star Wars proper. And let's see who has the spending power. Big shout out to Team Tinubu yesterday. They came second. But yesterday the biggest shout out goes to Team Peter Obi. They won the Star Wars. Congratulations, guys. I did a poster for them. Big shout out. So guys, take good care of yourselves. Love you all. And the conversation continues tomorrow. We have so much to talk about. Thank you. Very beautiful, darling.
All right. Thank you very much. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
We love Nigeria. One love.
We love Nigeria. Take care. Good night. Bye.
Bye.